All right, welcome in everybody to Dike-New Hartford baseball. Wolverines finally back at home after a week on the road. Welcome the West Marshall Mustangs tonight. Brad, this is a JV team that is 3-0-1 on the year. Have really played well. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, you got Dancer on the mound. Dancer's played some varsity this year too. So
we've seen him throw varsity ball. He throws a hard baseball. And this JV team set the ball very well. So I'm looking for some good things out of this JV team tonight.
Yeah, you think you said it exactly right. They've really hit the ball hard, and, they're doing a good job of jumping on first good pitch. So we'll see, and I don't know anything about the East Marshall Mustangs tonight from their standpoint, but we'll pick them up as we go along.
All right, stepping in the box first for the East Marshall Mustangs, Jackson Bidwell. Dancer's first pitch. A little outside, ball one.
And Dancer he works right around the plate, so I think you'll see a lot of those will be kind of right on the edge.
Exactly right. Ball's a little up, 2-0 on Bidwell.
Well, we didn't mention it, but hot. It is hot out here tonight.
It is hot out. Upper 80s, lower 90s. In tight on Bidwell. Count runs to 3-0. On deck, Blake Fisher. That one's driven in the air, shallow. It's going to fall in between the second baseman, Rendles, and the right fielder, Folkerts.
Yeah, Rendles made a good attempt on that one and just could not quite get there.
No.
I think that wind pushed it just a little bit further than he thought it would.
Yep, that was a long run for Folkerts, too. So, one on, no outs. Blake Fisher in the box. Ooh, boy, that was close. Ball one. Bidwell takes his lead off first. Jalen Haugen holding him on. Throwing back. He's in there in time. See if East Marshall Bidwell will test the arm of Cooper Steffen. Take off running. There he goes on the pitch that's driven out of play. Yeah. Strike one. 1-1 as Bidwell was on his horse going for second.
Yeah, it looked like the hit and run was on there, Brad.
Fisher gets the sign from the third base coach. Back in the box. Dancer peers over at first. Delivers. That's driven foul. And that
again spoils the good lead off there.
Yep. 1-2. Got a couple pitches to work with here.
Chasing back.
Chases him back. He's in there in time.
All right, let's get her.
The 1-2 to Fisher.
Balk.
Oh, and we got a balk on Dancer, and that's going to allow Bidwell to move up to second. Whether he didn't come set all the way or what, but it wasn't.
And I'm guessing that was the case because the umpire was behind Dancer, so you really can't see the glove.
No. That pitch is high and tight. 2-2. One on, no outs, no score. Top of the first inning. Pitch is way upstairs. Good job by Steffen to leap up and catch that one. Full count now.
Well, just 3 games in here at home, Brad, we've seen Steffen improve quite a bit from last year. And
very much.
Nice to see.
That's going to be a walk.
It's nice to see that improvement and see the guys continue to grow.
Mm-hmm. First walk issued by Dancer. Brings in the left-handed batter, Eli Burns. He's going to be doing the pitching tonight for ball one for East Marshall. Looks like a tight strike zone, Joe.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be fairly. I mean, and Dancer's not doing himself any favors.
No.
He's a little bit more outside the zone than he normally is. And usually he's right around it, and he's going a little bit high, a little bit wide on it tonight. There we go.
Strike number 1. Maybe just has to bend to the hips a little bit more. 2-1. 2 on, no outs. Pitches downstairs, gets away from Stefan, and the runners are going to move up a bag. Three and 1 now on Burns. As it looked like Dancer was just trying to aim that one in there. Strike 2, boy, and he thought he had ball 4. That's a big no-no. Burns steps back as home plate umpire chases him back. The 3-2 to Burns. Driven foul out of play. That's going to land on the track.
Yeah, and Dancer, a great job of coming back with that strike, and then another close one making him take a hack at it. So
keep it close, see if he'll swing and miss at this one. The redo pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. We got the bases loaded. Second walk issued. Brings in Cody Weaver, playing shortstop tonight. For the Mustangs, on deck is Grant. Strike number 1. As finally we see Dancer work ahead in the count. The 0-1.
Ooh.
Close.
Yeah, Dancer nibbling there. Thought that one looked pretty good, but
1-1. JV team will be on the road again tomorrow night as they travel to Gladbrook Rhinebeck. Strike 2 for a 5 o'clock start. Very compact schedule. I mean, we're talking 3 to 4 games a night. 2-2 as the curveball misses to Weaver.
yeah, it's there's definitely no time to rest and not a lot of time in between. So
2-2, driven in the air on the infield.
Dancer is under it.
That's out number 1. Weaver flies out to Dancer. Brings in second baseman Caleb Grant. Boy,
It's right around it.
Is right around there. Well, we talked about it. Different umpires, different strike zones.
Well, and that's one of the things we, like you said, Brad, we bring it up every time. The guys have got to get used to whatever it is and start figuring out where they're going to call it.
Yep. 1-1 now as Grant swung and fouled it away. In tight, 2-1. Base is jam-packed full of Mustangs. Infield in on the grass. Strike 2. Trying to cut that run down at home. 2-2. The pitch. Upstairs. Again, another full count.
Dancer's worked pretty deep into the counts on a lot of these batters tonight.
Yep. 3 out of the first 5 batters. Chopped. That's going to stay fair.
Yep, he's got one play to first. Get that out.
The run's going to score from third, and that's Bidwell. But the play from Dancer to Haugen is out number 2. Brings in Shively. Chop dribbled back to the pitcher. Dancer's going to just
Dancer with the hat trick.
You bet. Dancer, same play as last. Out number 3. The Mustangs only scored 1, and we'll go to the bottom of the first after this. Makes me wonder what the kind of team
All
they're going
right.
to have tomorrow.
Welcome back here, guys, for the bottom of the first inning. Wolverines will trail this 1-1 nothing as they come to bat for the first time tonight.
Leading off for the Wolverines is Keegan Bullhuse, shortstop. He's going to be facing Burns. Burns' first pitch. Has Bullhuse swinging at strike one. Fouled it away. It'll be Burns, Folkerts, and then Cooper Steffen. Oh, 0-1 on Bullhuse. It's outside 1-1. 1-0 Mustangs. Only in the first inning, though. That's driven.
Wow, great play by
Good play
Short.
by the shortstop, Weaver, to rob Bullhuse of a hit. Out number one. Boy, that looked like that was going to land in there.
Yeah, I thought it got over top of him, but he ranged back.
Yep, good range by the shortstop. Brings in Levi Folkerts. 1 out. Folkerts looks at ball one.
Levi, who still owns my favorite play of last year, and I'm going to continue to bring it up because he's going to continue to ask me why I bring it up. So,
yep. Pitch is in the dirt. 2-0.
what you will find out, Levi, is that we have the mics and we will control what gets said.
Exactly. Until we call you up here for an interview, which might not be for a little bit.
If he gets hit in the head again, I probably would.
You might. 2-0. Low and outside, but that was called a strike.
And not a bad job of keeping an eye on it by Folkerts, as we saw the strike zone was pretty tight in the top of the first, so you want to see if you're getting the same thing.
Yep, exactly. 2-1. Infield at normal depth. The pitch. Folkerts chops a high chopper towards third.
Oh,
it's going to be a tough play, and he's going to be safe with an infield single. Good.
Folkerts runs well, so
yep.
You know that chop with that high chopper, and
oh yeah, for sure.
That was going to be, even if he came up clean, that was going to be a tough play.
Got out of the box well. Also down to first. Good job by the grounds crew by keeping the grass a little longer. Brings in Cooper Steffen. Folkerts takes his lead. Little holding him on. Outside. Base hit could bring Folkerts around to third.
Bowie took a look down there like he was going to throw behind Folkerts, but
it's Bowie doing the catching. The 1-0. 2-0.
Pump faked it again. We might see one go down there before this at bat's out.
Folkerts has his lead. 2-0 on Steffen. The pitch. Upstairs. There it goes, Joe.
Yeah, you could just kind of see it coming. He wanted to get Levi back there quicker and was not getting it done. So
3-0. Looks like Coach Martin is making his way up here for a short chat.
Pre-game interview.
4-pitch walk.
Again, great job there of really Steffen of not overextending and taking a bad pitch and trying to hit it. And Levi of keeping the catcher's attention.
Yep,
so.
Exactly. Got runners on first and second with Connor Dancer in the box. The pitch. Dancer's going to ground one in between short and third. Third base coach waves him around. Oh, and they're going to have Steffen in a pickle. And he's going to get tagged out.
But Dancer does slide up to second on that. Good job of base running by Dancer to follow up behind, but during the rundown.
2 outs.
Well, and as we talk, we're joined by Coach Martin. Coach, been a week since you've been home.
Feels like 2.
Well, I'm sure. So talk a little bit about how the team's coming along and really, where we're at here, 6 games in?
Yeah, I think definitely a lot to learn from over the last few games. If you look at some of our stats over the past few games, strikeout to walk ratio, not great. I think we have had a few guys step up that maybe have been not necessarily unexpected, but not necessarily the guys that we've consistently had step up in big ways. But we're still just trying to play that complete game, both offensive and defensively. I think today is a great opportunity to do that.
Well, and speaking of today, you've got Gudgeon starting on the hill. He threw in that first game for the JV, went full 5 innings, looked really good, was around the plate a lot. So kind of what do you expect from him tonight, too?
Yeah, we talked just throwing strikes. We have a really solid defense behind him. Tate Block, freshman, will get his second start tonight at second base. So, yeah, just told him throw strikes, be consistent, play at his speed, and he should have success.
Well, and you mentioned Tate. I was going to bring that up, too. Tate, got the start last night at Hudson for the doubleheader and really didn't look flustered, made a couple good plays on the defensive side. Obviously, as a freshman coming in, you're trying to figure out how to hit there, and he just doesn't have a lot of pop right now, but he he looks confident up there.
He does, yeah. Defensively, he was there all game. Offensively, I think he put up a couple of bats. One of his last at bats of the game, I think it was 7 or 8 pitches, which coming down to it, the guy he was on a pitch count, so that was pretty crucial for us going into the last few innings of the game. But yeah, I have all the confidence in the world in him. I think he's really developed this year from last, so I just can't wait to see what he's going to do moving forward.
Well, and you kind of mentioned it a couple of times there. You guys went into last night playing that doubleheader over at Hudson. First game came out, bats were on fire, from the start, really scoring from the start. Game 2, not so much early on, but Varney hits his first home run of the year, and then it seemed like that kind of woke everybody up.
It did. And, first inning, bases loaded, can't get anybody home. Even the first game, I think we left 11 runners on, had the bases loaded twice. Just couldn't do anything with it. Second game, we ended the game with 3 straight strikeouts with the bases loaded. So definitely ample opportunities for us to win that game. We just, we couldn't follow through when it mattered. But I think it's a learning experience for a lot of the younger guys. Last year we pulled most of those games through, so just kind of shows that it's not always going to go your way, or you just got to battle until final pitch.
Yeah, and 100% right there. You kind of brought that up. I know we had back-to-back walk-offs here last year, but exactly that. I thought it was good improvement to see the guys battle through a full 7, not give up, and have an opportunity there at the end. Just if you can get scratch a couple hits across and pull that one out.
It is, yeah. And last year 26-4 puts very high expectations on you. So starting off 3-3, you might hang your head and say, well, it's not as good of a season as last year. But if you look at some of the tough teams in the state, Van Meter already has 2 losses. Beckman, I think, got their 6th loss last night and is still ranked 5. So it's going to be a dogfight all season. Getting a loss here and there is just a learning experience at this point.
Well, and it helps having the ability to learn from those items. I see him kind of hobbling up, but that Trevor last night really in the first game hit the ball well. Tracked that one down. Davis is down in the gap that nobody thought he was going to get to, but he got out there. And then of course he gets hurt in the second game and kind of takes him out of your lineup.
Yeah, just as he's starting to heat up, 2 doubles last night in that first game. I honestly didn't even see the catch because I put my head down thinking it was for sure a gap double. But yeah, I mean, just hearing our crowd cheer and it really impressed me last night.
No, he did hobble his way up the stairs. We'll have to grab him real quick before he hobbles his way down. But No, that was from a fan standpoint. That was a lot of fun last night to watch, and again to see the guys battle and really to see the bats kind of come alive. So again, you guys had a tough one over at Columbus, which I know is a place you always want to pull the victory out at. But then came back and played Union the next night and 10-run them.
Yeah, especially Columbus and last night, with those being conference games, we really want to go out and get those. But Columbus dropped their doubleheader both games against AP, so the conference is wide open. Just got to take it one night at a time. But yeah, it's just a learning process each game. I think tonight is going to be a great opportunity for us to get back and get back in the swing of things.
Nope, I agree. I think the guys are focused and looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah, I think so. So, yeah.
Well, good luck tonight and go get them.
Thanks.
Again, Coach Martin joining us here in the first, and we'll add Trevor Folkerts here in a minute. Talk a little bit about last night.
Just hold on, Joe.
Yep.
Wolverines have bases loaded. Reynolds fouls that one away to even the count at 2-2. Wolverines score one on the Dancer single. But this is all getting done with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Caleb Rindle's up to bat. So a base hit could plate 2. Burns looks in at Weaver. He's going to ground one to third. Makes the play, and that's going to be an unassisted
play. Out of the inning. We will stay here, though, and talk to Trevor between innings. Again, we'd always thank Coach Martin for coming up and chatting with us and keeping us abreast of what's going on. But the guys are fired up. Trevor, we got you up here, and we'll get into the second game. But first game last night, 2 doubles. That catch in the gap, 6 runs. So so you were seeing the ball well last night.
Yeah, I mean, it was just finally. I mean, I was getting on base, but little looper hits that were just beating him out. But
whatever works.
Hits are hits, right?
And then finally last night I got a couple hits that were hard hit balls that found some.
Well, and then going into that second game, your first at bat, you were hustling that ball out and kind of looked like you tweaked. Was it your hamstring the first time, or?
Yeah, it kind of tightened up a
little bit. And then you beat one out, and
yeah, then it felt like pop halfway through first base.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
Second at bat.
Well, but like I said, you're seeing the ball well. It looks like you're. I mean, obviously defensively, you've been playing defensively well for the last couple of years for us, and now your bat's starting to come around, and then this happens.
Yeah.
But no, I think that, like I said, that was one of the things last night that I was greatly impressed with, especially, like I said, the chase down to Davis's shot into the gap. And Coach just said it. He dropped his head and he thought it was for sure a double. And then he heard the fans.
When I was out there, I mean, I saw like, oh crap, let's try and get there. And I didn't think I was gonna, and then it just got like floating.
Yeah.
Made the play. So.
Yep. No, that was a great play. And at the time that happened, the crowd was already, we were into it to begin with, but that one just kind of set everybody even further into a little bit of a frenzy. And you could see, I saw your teammates really were fired up when you were coming off the field. So yeah, get healthy and get back.
Yep.
But it's good to talk to you, Trevor.
Yep, you too.
See, this is 2 games in a row.
2 games, yeah.
2 nights in a row we had you up here. So
yep.
If we win tonight, we might have you up here every night.
There you go.
Just so you know.
1-1 on Klein. Thank you, Trevor. That's Trevor Folkers, one of 4 seniors on this Dike-New Hartford Wolverine baseball team. As Klein swings and misses at strike 2, 1-2. The 1-2. Dancer stares in at Stefan. Rocks and fires. Good spot for it. 2-2.
All right, back on. Got to get all the extra work done, but
3-2 now, as not uncommon as we see a full count go on one of these East Marshall players. It will be Klein, Miller, and Sanders due up for the Mustangs here in the top of the second. Score tied at 1. Dancer rocks and fires. That one was close, but it's going to draw a walk. Well, Joe, you hate to see that. I mean, senior straining his, or getting injured on, what would be his last sport of the year. No one wants to end it. The throw down to first. Got him in time. Good throw by Cooper Steffen to get Klein.
Steffen with a great throw and a great tag over there by Bullhughes. So really excellent job there to throw down and cut down that runner.
Well, that ball was outside, and it looked like it kind of squirted out of Steffen's glove. He gathered it and threw a strike down to Bullhughes for the out.
Yeah, kind of going back to what you were saying, Brad. It is, obviously having been around these guys and see them compete. Trevor's one of those guys that competes all the time, no matter what. And so you hope for a quick recovery and get back on the field because you really want that in your lineup, especially as we get into the middle of June here and it gets hot. And
yep, and you need, you get into these double headers, you need more, a few extra players to maybe cover a position or two. That's fouled away. 2-2. Good comeback by Dancer to even the count on Miller of the East Marshall Mustangs. Ooh, that's going to be out again. Not uncommon. Got a full count.
Looked like he was going for a curve that didn't break.
Well, we seen that last game we did.
Ooh, that was a good spot for it.
That was another base on balls.
It's a tough one to watch when you got 2 strikes. I mean, you think and protect, but
yeah, but with the tight zone that umpire has, I mean, more than likely you're going to guess right. Brings in Jonathan Sanders, the left fielder tonight, or so far for the Mustangs. 1 on. That gets away from Steffen, and Miller says, I'm going to stay put.
Well, and we didn't talk with Coach about it, but you and I talked prior to coming live here. Is the field, our field looks really good. You can tell that they spent a lot of time getting water on it, as you see a swinging strike there. And really Hudson's it just seemed dry, and it really. If the ball hit the ground, you didn't know which way it was going to go. It was really interesting to watch that game last night. The outfielders had to really be on their toes and try and get everything in the air.
There goes Miller, another strike thrown by Steffen, and he's out.
They're going to quit running on Steffen.
I think Bullhughes was on the tag again, wasn't he?
Yep. Yeah, that right now is Steffen's come up firing twice and cut down the runners both times. Great job of getting the ball out of his glove.
Oh, yeah. Swing and miss, strike 2. Good pitch by Dancer. Well, we talked about it. That Dancer could be an extra pitcher for this varsity team later in the year.
Yeah, he threw the end of the first game.
Chopper to the third baseman, and he pulls him off the bag. That would be
Haugen to Haugen.
Yep, brother to brother, but
ball just looked like it sailed a little bit coming out of his hand. But yeah, I think there's some guys that you see out there right now that if you needed innings, you could easily get a couple innings out of.
Brings in Bowie, the catcher. Not a big lead. That curveball outside.
Well, you said it last time when we were home a week ago. All the pitchers had a hard time getting that curve to break.
Exactly. That's grounded to the second baseman Rendles. Oh, and that's
hit him. It hit him. That will be the third out.
Yep, it hit the Sanders as he was going to second, and that's going to be an out.
Well, that's your third out of the inning, so Wolverines are going to get out of that with no runs.
That's a good deal for the Wolverines. We'll come back with a score tied at 0 for the bottom of the second after this.
All right, back here for the bottom of the second. This game all tied at 2 or 1, Brad.
At 1, it'll be Julian Haugen, Cam Tott, and Keegan Bullhuse. Burns still in the hill. First pitch in there, strike 1 on Haugen. Oh and 1. The pitch. Driven foul to the backstop. Oh and 2 now on Haugen. That's going to be strike 3 as Burns got...
Pretty nice curve there.
It was. That curve broke. Strikeout number 1. Brings in Cam Tott. Playing left field tonight for the Wolverines. Burns rocks and fires. Ball 1. Got to mention last day of school for Dike-New Hartford.
Don't gotta
mention it, but it was always one of those things that the kids don't have to stress about anymore, worrying about school.
Well, and kind of laughing about that, but tonight, of course, with both softball and baseball doing their recognition of the youth camps, we should have quite a few people here.
I would think so.
At least between games and then for the kickoff of the varsity game.
1 and 2 as Tott swings through that. Burns his next pitch. Got him looking.
Tott tried to duck it.
Didn't work. Back-to-back strikeouts now by Burns. As it brings up the top of the order in Keegan Bullhuse. Nope.
Is that Davis? 8?
Yep. It'd be Devin Davis. He swings and misses strike 1. In the dirt, evens the count at 1 and 1. Suppose I should have known. Looks like could have Peveril on deck.
Yep.
Down low, 2 and 1.
Ooh, outside. Called strike 2. Caught the edge.
First time we've seen that call by the umpire. I know it's hot out. The 2-2 with 2 outs.
Yep.
And got him strike 3. All 3 outs come on strikeouts looking. Wolverines will plate nobody, and we'll go to the top of the 3rd.
All right, we're back here for quickly for the top of the 3rd inning. Danes are quick with his warm-ups, and Stephen throws it down. We're ready to roll.
Yep, it'll be Little, Bidwell, and Fisher for the Mustangs. As the Mustangs bat 11. in this JV game. Dancer set to kick off the third inning.
Still can't quite get that curve to break.
1-0. Oh, what was that?
That is a no pitch.
As Dancer must have super glue on his finger.
Yep, it's a ball, actually. It's
a
2-0,
ball.
but
2-0. Ball just didn't come out of Dancer's glove. 2-0. 3-0. Quickly up in the count. That's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Little. 5th walk given up by Dancer. Brings in the top of the order, Jackson Bidwell. Little takes his lead. Little with a little lead. Now he gets it a little bigger. Swing and miss, strike 1.
I think Bidwell tried to crush that one, Brad.
Yeah. Dancer set. That's in tight. 1-1. Boy, it looks like almost Stefan has that chance to throw behind him.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll do it, but
you look at the lead as Little as Dancer starts his windup.
Ooh, yeah,
See,
he
there it
sees
is.
it, but look for him to kind of fire that down there. And really, you don't have to do it all the time. Just got to do it the first time. Get him realizing you're actually going to throw that.
Exactly. 2-1. Driven into the left. It's going to be down. Good stop by the left fielder, Tot. He gets the ball in quickly. Base hit by Bidwell.
No. Held to a single on it, though. Great job of Tot getting that thing and getting it in.
Well, I thought it looked like it was going to squirt away as it hit the grass and kind of caromed away a little bit, but not too far enough for the runners to advance. 2 on, no outs. Ball 1 to Fisher. Runners take their lead. Ball's upstairs.
Dancer looks like he's falling off the mound just a little bit, Brad.
Yeah.
Like he's coming more to the side than to the front.
Yeah. Puts that pitch further inside than what it needs to be, and that pitch hits him. So Dancer hits Fisher. Base is loaded now.
Good time for
a double play ball.
Well, that would be great. I was thinking a conversation with your pitcher, but
could be. Infielders all are in on the grass, and Dancer starts, burns off with strike 1.
And I was thinking like more of Stefan going out and just relaxing him a little bit.
And that'll come, as years will.
Yeah, it's a part of the game that I remember watching McCumber he would sit behind the plate, not necessarily come out, but now he's willing to make that adjustment out.
Exactly.
But I think we've had a lot of good catchers come through here.
Yep. 2-1. That's fouled away. 2-2. Wolverines are in action tomorrow night at Gladbrook and then on Friday at Jessup. That's going to be strikeout number 3. Actually, strikeout number 1.
And that's a big strikeout with the bases loaded here.
Dancer's first strikeout.
And a good job coming back after hitting batter.
Yes.
Ooh.
Almost tries to do it to Weaver. The 1-0. Driven to the in between third and short. They're going to test the arm of block. Tot, sorry. That's a double. By Weaver. Plates 2 for the Mustangs. We'll have runners on first and second. 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Well, I think any other time that ball's hit, that could be grabbed by Haugen on third.
Yeah, just with the infield in, trying to protect that run at home that got through, because you got both him and Bo Hughes in, that made it a tough play. Quickly 2-0 here.
Yeah. Don't need to put anybody else on. Dancer delivers that ball inside.
And he's almost solely, this inning, he's almost solely been on the inner half of the plate.
Infield still in on the grass. He squares around a bump and takes strike 1. Three and 1.
Inside.
That was in tight.
That'll load him back up.
7th walk given up. And we're going to have a conversation with Coach Burns. He has.
Yeah, he went deep into a lot of counts, so I don't know. And you know, maybe he's got something going on with his hand, or looks like it was a quick one, and
he's going to stay out there.
He's on there, so everybody heads back.
Coach Burns leads him out there.
I think there again, though, Brad, you know, just a mental reset. Just hey, you're fine. Everything good. Nothing hurt.
Just throw strikes.
And he'll hit a batter and score a run. Yep, and that's going to be it.
Yeah,
Coach is coming back.
Burns has seen enough.
So Rindles is going to slide out to center. Is Soppy going to come in and pitch?
No, that's going to be the center fielder. That is Soppy.
Know what I'm talking about, Brad? Sometimes.
Sorry. Sometimes you do. Dancer, are we moving Dancer to second then?
Yes. Looks like Dancer to second. Soppy to the mound, and Rindles out to center.
Plate 3 here in this inning.
Yeah, that's, you know, and then it's part of it is it's warm. Part of it, that's his longest outing of the year.
It is.
From a pitch standpoint. I don't know what his count was, but I'm sure it was. He threw a lot of pitches.
He did.
Just in 2 1/3 innings.
Well, yeah. And with that, I mean, it could have been frustrating you could throw it and say, geez, that looked like a strike, and the umpire calls it a ball.
Well, and when it's getting away, like I said, you know, this whole inning, he's worked that inner half of the plate, which you don't have a whole lot of room for error if you do. You work that inside half. If that thing gets away from you at all, it's in on a batter. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've seen a couple times here.
Yep.
And East Marshall's just, you know, they're watching and making us throw strikes. So Soppy's got his warm-ups in. We're ready to roll here.
Quickly, Jaden Soppy, the new pitcher for the Wolverines, be Connor Dancer at second. And Caleb Rindles moves out to center. That's quickly gets away, and Soppy's not even going to cover the plate. That'll score another one. Weaver scores from third.
Yes, and if Soppy's got just a little bit of that sidearm delivery, which is hard as a catcher to locate the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes it tough, especially as it's coming across your body.
That's driven, looped over into right. Folkerts gets it in, and that'll play another run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brings in Miller. Runners in the corners.
Second. Let him have second on that first one.
1-0 on Miller. That's chopped right in front of the plate, but foul.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to stay.
No.
If it was going to stay in fair, if it was going to go foul, what was going to happen there?
That would have been a tough play. Your probably only play would have been at first, but you would have had to worry about that runner Shively at
yeah, that would have been a
third.
tough. And yet, I mean, it really would have come down to Stefan. He would have had to turn his entire body to get that throw.
That's driven. Is that going to stay fair?
Nope.
Foul.
Yeah, not a lot of pop on it. Especially going that way. Might want to look at bringing Folkerts in a few steps here.
Folkerts does look like he's playing a little shallow. Swing and miss. Oh.
Fouled.
Fouled away.
Got a piece of it.
1-2. Infield still in on the grass. Boy, that looked like a good pitch.
Oh,
that gets
Stefan
away
thought
short.
he had it. Soppy with the cover, and they got him.
At home. Out number 2.
Runner does move up to third base, but we'll trade that for an out.
We can do that. 2-2. Soppy's tall, but maybe has to get that tag down just a little lower. But nonetheless, 2-2. 2 outs. 1 on. Chases Klein back to third. Now Soppy set. That's driven to Hauger. Throws across the diamond in time.
Yep, that time kept it down just enough for his brother to get it.
And that'll be out number 3, but the Mustangs plate 5 and lead 6-1. We'll go to the bottom of the third after this.
All right, back here for the bottom of the third. Wolverines looking to answer that 5-run inning put up by the Mustangs in the top.
It'll be the number 11 hitter Peveril, and then probably back to the top of the order with Bullhuse and Folkerts. Peveril swings and misses strike one, or not, fouls it away. 0-1. First time we've seen that. Somebody up there hacking at first pitch. Peveril swings and misses at strike 2.
Yeah, that one was tailing away on him, but that still looked like it would have been a strike.
Yep. Clouds are starting to build in here on this hot day in Dike. Oh, no.
And we have a foul ball because he didn't drop the bat.
How unfortunate is that? We talked about that, Joe. I mean,
yeah, you got to take that bat down with you. You can't leave it up there when you duck.
I mean, I know it's probably 1 out of 100 chances that happens, but
there was the one.
There's the one. 0-2 yet on Peveril. Ooh, boy. He had his knees buckling, but
it's a tough
it
one
was
to watch
one.
with 2 strikes.
Jeez.
But we'll take it.
We've seen everything here so far this year. The behind-the-back tag try by Lou Texter that in the Denver game. Peveril swings and misses for strike 3. Out number 1, strikeout number 4 for Burns. I believe that's still Burns up there.
Yep.
Brings in the left-handed batter, leadoff man, Keegan Bullhuse. He's going to look to get something started here. Burns his first pitch in the dirt, gets away from Weaver, the catcher. Or excuse me, not Weaver, Bowie.
And one thing that's really nice about, like last night being at Hudson, is with the softball diamond right behind the baseball diamond, you could get to both. So I was able to see a little bit of both last night.
That's driven into right center.
Gapped.
Gets stopped by the center fielder, Bidwell, to get the ball in quickly and hold Bullhuse for a single. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I had a chance to talk to fans on both sides last night, so it was really kind of an interesting thing. And one of the things that was brought up was that, you know, one of the hard things to do is the mental side of the game, is thinking the game. And it's unfortunate because you just don't have a lot of time.
Yep.
Like the coaches don't have a lot of time to spend that first week going over just mental stuff.
Bullhuse takes off for second, and that ball's off the mark.
Oh, that's into right.
But
he is going to stay right there. But it's one of those things that, you know, for most of these kids that, you know, if baseball is their first sport, yeah, you a lot of that you've got ingrained in you already.
Yep.
If it's not, you need to learn some of that stuff. You need to talk about when to run, when not to run.
That's fouled away. 1-1. Excuse me. 1-1. Yep.
And what to look for and what to see. So it's probably a little more prevalent in softball where things go much quicker.
Yes, you've said
than baseball, but baseball as well. And again, dropping the bat when you duck is it's one of those little things that, as a coach, you probably don't think about as far as teaching your guys what to do. But it, you know, we just saw it there. It didn't hurt us there, but it could have.
Boy, did that hit Folkers, or did he get out of the way in time?
Looks like he was too quick.
Bullhuse takes off for third. Cat quick reflexes by
it
Folkers.
Wasn't at his head, so he wasn't going to stand in there and take it. But
3-1. The 3-1 pitch by Burns. Folkers lifts it shallow on the infield. The shortstop makes the play for out number 2. Just got underneath it just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of kind of look at the guy's swings, and we saw a lot of that last night in the 2 games. But you know, just lifting it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Brings in Cooper Steffen. Steffen grounds one under the glove of the third baseman. Gets stopped by his shortstop.
He knocked it down but couldn't pick it up. Steffen's going to be safe at first.
And that'll bring in Bullhuse from third to cut into the lead of the East Marshall Mustangs, 2-6. Brings in Connor Dancer. Burns steps off the rubber and chases Steffen back. Steffen another good lead. Little holding him on. It's in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, Bowie.
Yeah, he doesn't knock that down. Stefan stand on second.
1-0.
Ball thrown away from the pitcher as he gets back. Stefan looked like he might be thinking about it.
Yeah, to have that temptation to move him. Because any base hit, Cooper has good speed. Could bring him around. Cut a little bit more into this lead. It's outside.
Well, and you
2-0.
see here Burns is starting to get just a little bit wild. And when he's wild, everything's low. It's skipping in, and that's tough on a catcher, especially on a day like today.
Stefan, a huge lead. He gets chased back to first. Stefan, another good lead. Gets the attention of Burns. Stefan's off and running, and that's off the mark. But he's going to stay put.
Yeah, center fielder did a good job of coming up to back that one up. He really, I don't know that he had an opportunity. Probably make a play. They could have made a play on him at third.
3-0 on Dancer. Haugen's on deck. That's Jalen Haugen. That's outside, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk given up to Connor Dancer.
Done a good job of Dancer being patient. He's been around. He's seen all this on the mound, so you don't bail him out when things are going wrong. You don't bail him out.
Haugen needs to find some green. Drew a base on balls his first time up to bat. The pitch by Burns. Dribbled in the infield. That's going to be a tough play. But in time for out number 3, Wolverines leave 2 stranded, and we'll go to the top of the 4th after this.
All right, back here for the top of the 4th inning. Brad, and I'm going to guess time-wise this might be the last inning we get in here.
I would believe so, Joe. We're at the top of the 4th.
We're right about 6 o'clock, which is usually the time they want to get the field started. And
Wolverines did plate 1 to cut into the lead, but Mustangs still lead 6-2.
And Soppy's first pitch here is a ball.
Where am I at here? Must be at Sanders.
Second one, same spot.
Ball 2. We had a guy running behind the umpire. What the heck?
Well, he was getting the ball that skipped away, but usually the umps are holding it up for him.
Exactly. 2-0. Driven shallow. Folkert's on the run.
Ooh.
And that skips away from him.
That is not Folkert's, though. That is
Tot. Oh, the throw.
Peveril. Peveril's out there in right now. Looks like some defensive changes for the Wolverines. Maybe just one.
Maybe just one. So the double by Sanders brings in Bowie. Strike number 1. One on, nobody out. That's lifted, foul out of play.
That one will get out of here. And
runs the count 0-2. Doesn't make the track.
Up a little bit for ball 1. Not a bad spot for it.
No. Got some pitches to play around with, but got to get him here. The 1-2. Tries the same thing. 2-2. Two and two. One on. The pitch. Curveball got him swinging. Out number 1. Brings in the number 11 here, Kristen Little. With one out. He's in there safely. As Soppy turns to fire to Dancer. Not in time. Soppy's ready. That's driven to the shortstop. Good play. Picks it up. Fires a strike.
Yep, and they held the runner at second. He couldn't go anywhere with going right to Bullhuse.
Be out number 2. Good play. I'm assuming by Bullhuse.
Yep, Bullhuse to Hagen.
Brings in the leadoff man, Bidwell. 2 for 2 tonight. Ball upstairs, 1-0.
Well, and this is a big one. If you're the Wolverines, you want to get out of this as quick as you can, with the understanding you're probably going to have to hit for a while.
Yes. Boy, that's behind him. Good job by Stefan. Stefan is sitting on his backside.
He tripped over the edge of the grass. He went to pick the ball and got caught up in his shin guards.
One on. It's lifted foul right at us.
Fence, look at that net.
Good job by net crew.
Net catches it for us.
Yep. Saved a window. Otherwise, I'm sure that would have been another busted window here in the press box.
It would have been close.
That's upstairs. 3-1 on Bidwell. Soppy sets. Strike number 2. Ooh.
Bidwell looked like he was ready to start going.
I think so. I think you're right. Umpire says not so fast, my friend.
Let's have a situation you need the trainer for at the softball diamond.
Oh, yep. Grounded back to Soppy. He knocks it down. Has to find it. Makes the play in time.
Yep, got him.
Good job by Soppy to stay with it. Out number 3. They don't play to anybody. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th after this.
All right, we are back here for the bottom of the fourth, and again, as we see the guys warming up, I'm going to bet this is going to be the last half inning, unless it goes really quick.
It'll be Soppy, Rendles, and Julian Haugen to face Burns. Wolverines needs the bats to get going as they trail 6-2 here, bottom of the fourth inning.
Ooh, in tight on Soppy.
Burns has went the distance. Just 4 innings, though. One and 0 on Soppy. Burns' pitch. That's strike number 1.
It looks like Bowie might have got dinged up his shoulder there a little bit. His throw down was a little off, and then he's just threw that one around the pitcher. So something to keep an eye on if the Wolverines can get base runners.
The 1-1. Soppy swings and misses, strike 2. One and 2 now. Oh, boy,
yeah.
And he got him looking for sure.
Yep. That was a nasty pitch right there, Brad.
Out number 1, strikeout number 5 by Burns.
Well, and as we look, it looks like East Marshall will be in the same uniforms that the JV is, the purple jerseys, yellow numbers, and logo, and gray pants. The Wolverines are going to come out in the black jerseys tonight, white pinstripes, so.
Pitch was borderline outside, called strike. 0-1 on Rendles. He swings and misses at strike 2. Quickly down 0-2.
Something's going on with Bowie's arm, with his shoulder. He can't follow through with his throws.
He can't.
Well, it doesn't matter if we don't get anybody on.
No. 0-2, yep.
Ooh.
Came back with a curveball.
That was a pretty
missed.
good pitch. I think
1-2.
I think he's. Well, I don't know. Looked like he was checking the dugout to see if he can get somebody, but
I don't know.
I know the trainer's up at the softball diamond, so.
The 1-2 delivery by Burns to Rendles. Lifted shallow on the infield.
Burns comes out for it.
Oh, and that's
it's
fair.
Fair ball. Catcher came out. Bowie came out. Burns came off and hit him in the glove and fell. So Wolverines get a base runner. So Brad, like we said, this is where it's going to be interesting.
Take off running, exactly.
1 out and Rendle's standing at first base.
It'll be Julian Haugen in the box. Rendle's good lead. The pitch. He doesn't go. That's driven just foul down the right side. I don't know why you're not. Rendle's another good lead. That pitch is upstairs.
Yep,
Gets away, and now Rendles is going to go.
He'll go on that one.
As they'll head first slide into second. 1-1 on Haugen. Camta on deck. Just 1 out. Haugen looks at strike 2. In tight, but got called a strike. One and 2. Burns lines it up and fires. Driven up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Rendles is getting waved around third.
Throw coming home. Nope, cut off by the pitcher.
He's going to be in there safely for sure.
It was great piece of hitting there by Haugen, and Rendle's good job running hard from second.
Exactly right. Still one out here. Brings in Cam Tot. The first pitch from Burns to Tot. Up around the letters. Ball
He's
one.
not throwing that thing down to first.
No way.
And Bowie's arm's hurting him. There's no way he's firing that thing to first base.
1-0.
Ooh,
that
fouled
comes
off him.
The mask. Hits the top part of the backstop. 1-1. So if his arm's hurt, now his head's a little hurting a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. See, now they're going to hold up and let Davis get back.
Haugen takes a big lead off first. Tot swings and misses, strike 2. Had a good rip at it. Just got to keep that head in there. There's definitely, like you said, that kid's going to need some ice. 1-2. Burns his pitch. Up around the letters. That does go down to first.
He did throw it down, but he threw it
in
low.
The dirt. 2-2.
First baseman did a good job of scooping that.
Boy, that goes underneath the first baseman glove.
Yeah, because your right fielder's off the line, so that thing's going to roll for a bit.
2-2. That's over the head.
Well, full count here to Tot.
Haugen's not a fast runner, but I would almost take off for second. Tot spoils the pitch and fouls it away. Good job by Tot.
Yeah, the only thing you're worried about is a fly ball at this point. But
yes.
I think the positives outweigh the negatives.
Mm-hmm. The 3-2 pitch do-over. Tot fouls another one away.
That's a good quality at bat by Tot here.
Some pop-up thunderstorms now just east of Eldora, north of Marshalltown. Haugen, huge lead. The 3-2 pitch from Burns to Tot is on its way. Tot lifts one in the air. Shallow. Trouble. Oh, and he made the play,
yep,
and that's going to be doubled up. Good job by the center fielder, Bidwell, make the play to end the inning and the threat.
Well, looks like we're going to go. We can go another one.
8, 3.
All right, we'll be back here. Looks like we'll have the 5th inning here when we get back. All right, back here for the top of the 5th, and what I can bet you is the last inning here, Brad. But Wolverines trailed us 6-3, and Soppy back on the mound for another inning.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm sure, like you said, this could be probably the last inning. That's driven into left. Base hit by Fisher. Brings in the left-handed batter, Burns.
Yeah, Fisher's swinging on the first pitch.
He swings and misses. 1-0. Or excuse me, 0-1 on Eli Burns. The pitcher, as we have Fisher standing on first. The pitch, way outside. Good job by Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan, excellent job of coming out of this crouch there and going and getting it.
Soppy's trying to get that outside corner. He's trying to get some curveball to float over the outside edge. 2-1. As Soppy chases Fisher back, he's in there safely. The 2-1.
Ooh.
Boy, that was close.
Yeah.
Dancer onto second for 1.
You know, cut down the lead runner there, so good play there by Dancer and good attempt at turning 2.
Out number 1. But Burns ran well. Brings in Weaver. Burns takes his lead. That's going to float in there for a strike. Strike number 1.
Yeah, if you're Soppy here, you don't have to overpower. You just need to throw strikes.
Yep, exactly. Ooh, that's behind him.
I'm about caught the bat.
Almost did, but Stefan had the cannon loaded. He was going to fire down if Burns was taken off. The 1-1. Lifted high and foul. That's going to be...
I think it's going to get out of play.
It is. Boy, that was almost...
Caught by one of the Mustangs warming up on the side.
1-2. The 1-2 to Weaver. That's way outside. No chance of getting Burns there. 2-2.
It looks like that was Fuller who made that catch on the side for the Mustangs. They're helping us out.
Okay.
Of course, his teammates weren't looking.
No.
So.
I don't think anybody was looking over there. 2-2 now as Burns stands on second. Driven into right. Peveril, and that's over the head.
Peveril got turned around there right away. That's going to score another one.
Yep. Going to score Burns from second and extends the lead. So that was a double. Brings in Caleb Grant. That pitch is outside. And he's going to take third. Gets away from Stefan. 1-0. 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. 7-2 or 7-3 Mustangs. Outside 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Infield in on the grass. That's going to plunk him. Runners on the corners now. I'm sure Grant will be taken off to second as Sibley looks at strike number 1.
And Grant did not take off to second.
Wow.
A little surprising.
It is, especially when you have A runner standing on third. And only one out. 0-1. Now there he goes.
Yep, Steffen just going to hold it.
1-1 now. One ball, one strike, one out, 2 on. That almost hit him. 2-1. On deck is Klein. Strike number 2 on Shively. Two and two. We need a strikeout here. Oh, boy. Works the count full. 7-3 in favor of the Mustangs here in this JV game. Outside, that's going to draw a walk, and he's going to be safe.
Soppy just didn't catch it.
Moves up a base. Shively standing on first via the walk. Brings in Klein. Runners again on the corners. Oh, that's going to get away. There comes another runner. He's in there safely. Ball number 1. It'll be Klein, Miller, and then Sanders. If they get that far. Strike 1. Looks like the varsity's done with their little exercises.
Yeah, they're waiting in the dugout.
Outside.
Called it. No, he swung through it.
Oh, he did?
Yep, called him on the swing.
1-2. The 1-2. Strikeout number 3. Got him looking. Out number 2. Brings up Dallas Miller. Sappy stirs in at Steffen. Delivers ball high. One and 0. 1 on. Chop foul. That third base coach says, yeah, not going to try that. We'll get some lightning even with this.
Shh. We don't talk about bad weather, Brad.
I know, but as the sun goes under, it's getting pretty, not pretty dark, but it's getting halfway decent out towards the west. 2-1 on Miller. Chop slowly to the shortstop.
Oh, that's
Bullhuse.
Bullhuse should have just run into him.
But he makes the play anyway. But the Mustangs plate 3, lead 9-3. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th right after this. what I thought.
All right, back here for the bottom of the 5th after an extremely long warm-up.
Well, we got a new pitcher in Miller.
But not a lot of hustle right now. It's bottom of the 5th in a JV game. Wolverines trail 9-3.
It'll be Davis Peveril on the top of the order for the Wolverines. As he lifts it, and that's going to be right back. Oh, my. Oh, I thought that was trouble. Boy, that was heading right for her. Oh, and 1 on Davis. Strike number 2.
Yep, Davis swings through that one.
Oh, and 2 now. The 0-2. That's upstairs. 1 and 2. The 1-2 to Davis. Upstairs, 2 and 2. Anyway on. Miller rocks and fires the 2-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. Out number 1. Brings in Peveril.
So that's interesting, Brad. Obviously, for the JV, you don't know how long you're going to go.
Peveril swings and misses, strike number 1.
A foul it back.
Excuse me. Yep.
And so, obviously, coaches have to make that decision about when they're gonna end the JV game. But we would have ended it if we didn't end the 4th. We'd ended about 10 after 6, and we're at 6:30 right now.
This could have a little bit of law. Oh, and he rips it fair
ball
down the third base line. Peveril's rounding first, and he's going to stay there. Oh, and the overthrow. Oh, boy. Yeah.
So we get back to the top here with 1 out and 1 on.
It'll be Bullhuse and then Folkerts. Yeah. Bullhuse. Lined one up. There goes Peveril.
Well,
no
catcher
throw.
Dropped it. It was ball 1, wasn't it, on Bullhuse?
I'm pretty sure that was ball 1. Big gap now on the left side. Oh, and he's
hit it hard, but right at the second baseman.
Did he? Oh, yeah, he made the play.
Barely.
Good play by the second baseman, Grant, to knock that hard hit ball by Bullhuse down. Brings in 2 outs, and Folkerts up to bat with Peveril standing on third. And the clouds getting darker.
Brad, quit talking about it. It's just clouds, man.
Just clouds. We don't never said what kind of clouds.
No, you've inferred. The inference is there.
The white clouds are building. The 1-0. And Folkerts takes strike 1.
Oh.
Just takes 1.
Yeah, he just short hopped it, and I think the coaches just realized what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
His shoulder is bad.
The 1-1. Ooh.
Drop the bat.
2-1. Yeah, don't wear that one. That one would have been off the helmet again.
Yeah. Couldn't hurt him.
Outside. 3-1 now.
Oh, Levi. Cracks me up.
Miller has a 3-1 count on Folkerts. The pitch. Strike 2.
Right down the gut.
Right down Broadway, boys. Swing the bat. The 3-2 with 2 outs. Fulkert strikes out swinging, but that's dropped. Could be interesting. Oh, that was.
He threw it away,
and
too.
he did. Fulker's is rounding first. Run to second.
Run will score. Well, and that's exactly what you talk about, Brad, that he can't, he just can't get that thing down there, and that was a tough throw to first.
Brings in Cooper Steffen, and the Wolverines stay alive with 2 outs.
One more run across.
Cuts into the 6-run lead that the Mustangs have to bring it 4-9. Strike number 1. Oh and 1. Fulkert standing on second. Steffen takes ball 1 high.
Quit looking at it, Brad.
Shut it off. The 1-1 pitch by Miller. Up around the eyelids. 2-1. Connor Dancer on deck. If Steffen would reach. Strike 2. 2-2 now. Again, you can listen to Joe and I after this ball game on the other channel.
Yep, we'll switch over to the varsity stream.
Oh, he drives it.
Ooh,
just foul. Boy, he turned on it.
Yep, that was going to be down in the corner. But, yeah, Brad and I we'll get done here. We'll end this one, and we'll jump over to the varsity stream, and we'll be on a little early to discuss the games that have been played by the Wolverines within the last week.
Yep.
Between the last time we had a broadcast, and go through the lineups and everything for tonight, and maybe even talk about baseball history.
Drives one into left, and that's going to be caught and ends the ball game.
That is going to end it. So Wolverines do scratch another one across, but really, Brad, 4 1-run innings just could not put a bunch up.
Nope.
And gave up 5 and 3 in a couple innings there. So, JV did a good job of getting after it, and we saw a couple pitchers tonight. Saw Dancer and then saw Soppy, and guys battled, and that's really from the JV level what you want to see.
Exactly right. So with that being said, JV goes down in defeat 4-9 to the East Marshall Mustangs. You can listen to Joe and I on the other channel for this varsity game coming up. So with that being said, I'm done. If you're
all right, we will. So we are not back until.
Oh yeah.
We actually are off another week. We don't come back till next Thursday against Hudson for a JV varsity set of games. So for the JV side, we won't call another one for over a week. So we'll sign off here, and as we said, we'll be on the varsity